But anyways, here we go.
Combs in the days leading up to his arrest in New York last September.
You want to put stuff in my fanny pack, King?
The exclusive video obtained by Netflix shows Combs debating with his lawyers about strategy.
Listen to me. I'm going to get off the phone right now, and I am going to let you professionals look at the situation and come back to me with a solution. No matter what, no matter what nobody said. Let's just here and there, y'all are not working together the right way. We're losing.
The footage is part of a new, highly anticipated docuseries by director Alex Stapleton and rapper and executive producer Curtis 50 Cent Jackson.
He called that boy 50 Cent, but and then you see that ninja 50 with a smile on his face. Goddamn, rubbing his hands like Birdman, my ninja. That ninja rubbing his hands like Birdman. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Here we go.
Titled Sean Combs: The Reckoning. Was there anything that surprised you when you were watching?
I think it was surprising that he actually filmed it.
It was very interesting to watch a man who's known for his brand presence. You know, he has a really amazing knack for marketing and all of that, and how he was sort of taking that into account.
Never before seen footage of Cent and Diddy Combs in the days leading.
Like I said, men like to possess women. That's just how the game goes. I don't know why we're like that. It is what it is. I think it's the nuts between our legs. But yeah, so it's like I just said, bro. Where did they get the footage from, first off?
When you make a woman feel safe, that.
Like I said, where did they get the footage from? Secondly, why did he record him? Why did Diddy record himself doing this? I guess he thought he was gonna win or something. I don't know. Not to say it like that, but for real. Here we go.
How do you respond to people who say that it's more about the disdain that you have for Sean Combs than it is for giving the victims a platform?
What they consider a pre-existing beef, right, for 20 years, right, is me being uncomfortable with him suggesting that he takes me shopping, or I looked at it like it was like a tester, like maybe you'll come play with me, type of thing, right?
What the hell?
Yeah. Nah, bro. That wasn't it, bro. The beef at this point, based off of what we seen, and we covered it. For those of y'all who don't know, we did Diddy, Jay-Z, and the Dark Side of Fame. Y'all remember them shows? Y'all don't remember. I remember. That was like last year. We covered it. We covered, you know, the whole thing with Daphne Joy. I think it's her name. If I'm wrong, my bad. But Daphne, we covered that. It's somewhere on my page. I'll go through my page. Y'all can go pull it up. We covered it, bro. The beef got reignited when that whole thing came out and the call came out. And I'm going to pull up the call. I wish I could pull up the call. I ain't even got TikTok open. I might open TikTok later so I can pull up the call and y'all see the call. When Diddy said, yeah, you need to get on your program. Y'all remember that? Diddy was like, yeah. He said, yeah, you need to get on your program because you finna be gone. And, you know, I think 50 ain't like that. But let's see if he talk about it. Here we go.
And it's not personal.
I think it's important.
It's not personal.
Also let people know that the show is not completely the perspectives of people that did not like Sean. We weren't trying to just get the highlights, the salacious details. You know, that the real goal was to storytell. And not everyone needed to have an allegation to be a part of this project.
So why I'm not in it? Why I'm not in it, huh? Here we go.
Do you think that hip-hop culture was on trial as much as Sean Combs was?
Look, if I didn't say anything, you would interpret it as the hip-hop is fine with his behaviors. There's no one else being vocal. So you would look at it and just say, because that mind your business, or let me not say nothing about nothing, or...
Yeah, man. Hey, man, I'm telling y'all, bro, we have turned words into dangerous tools now. Words are tools of mass destruction, guys. Listen to what I'm saying for real. Like, follow me for a second. You know, I mean, it's called logical fallacies. That's what it was called when I was in school. You feel me? But so 50 just said, instead of minding your business, we should be talking about it. My whole thing is, why are y'all not making documentaries and profiting on these documentaries of these other people that are doing, if not the same thing, worse? Somebody tell me, bro. It was this dude. I don't remember his name, but I could pull him up right now on Google. I will go pull him up right now. Hold up, bro. 1 second. Let me see if it pop up. Google, did you pop up? Hold on, bro. What is it? Look, the app, look. Hey, YouTube, don't demonetize me. Y'all, everybody look real quick, bro. Look real quick. Watch this. Watch this. I'm going to show y'all some crazy shit. Hold up. And this happened, people. This happened this year. Watch this. Watch this. Abercrombie and Fitch. Wait. This happened this year. CEO. News. This is 6 months ago, but former Abercrombie and Fitch CEO unfit to stand trial in New York. So wait. Let's see. For 11 months ago, right? 11 months ago, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, it's a new year. But 11 months ago, look at this, guys. And this is where I'm saying, this is where I reinforce my point. Whereas black people, and I'm saying across the diaspora, shout out to all you colonizing ninjas talking about they not like us. Word to Kendrick Lamar. I remember I had one of my homies say that. I was looking at that ninja like, I was like, bro, you gotta chill, fam. You tripping. But yeah, former Abercrombie and Fitch CEO who is charged with fornication, trafficking, is officially unfit to stand trial because he has dementia. Can somebody explain that to me, bro? Can somebody explain that to me? How is the Abercrombie, who's basically being tried for the same thing, except it was even, well, I don't know if this is even worse. I believe it was boys. It was boys. Yeah. It was boys. Let me see. But y'all never admit that though. Even now, me saying this, bro, is people who's gonna be gunning for my neck, bro. Let me see. Let me see. I'm trying to see if I can pull up the story on you guys. You can't even find the story, and this is what I'm saying. Look, all you find is he's unfit to stand trial, and this is over 11 months ago. You can't even find the story, and this is where I'm saying when it comes to my male counterparts of a lighter complexion, they're protected by their community, whereas black people, we shame each other and put each other, we put the cameras on each other for the world to see. Let me see. You guys you can't even find the full story, bro. That's sad, bro. Let me see if I find the full story right here. You can't even find it because it's all about how he has dementia. But basically, let's see, blah, 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 blah. And no hate to him. Shout out to Mike Jeffries. That's his name. But more than 40 men accuse ex-Abercrombie and Fitch boss of sexual assault. What the hell? Come on, bro. So Mr. 50, hey. No shade to 50. I'm saying, because, y'all gonna hide behind words. That's why I say words are weapons of mass destruction now. Y'all gonna turn around and tell me, oh, it's not our community. Why are we worried about it? They don't really look like us. Oh, shout out to Kendrick Lamar. And I'm not saying that. I'm saying this like, shout out to K-Dot for real. I fuck with K-Dot, but I'm saying they not like us, bro. Right? They not like us. But look at this, bro. Explain to me why nobody's talking about more than 40 men accusing ex-Abercrombie, Fitch, and boss, blah, 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 of sexual assault, ninja. And don't nobody care. Is it because they're men? I don't think it's because they're men. I think it's because of something else entirely. But I digress from that conversation. Let's get back to Instagram, people. Hit the like button and answer the poll. Oh. But yeah, like I said, hey, gentlemen, if you have a darker complexion, bro, my advice to you is to protect yourself out here in these streets, bro. Even me, I'm taking my own advice now. Y'all gotta be careful, bro, because they will be gunning for you if you become a man of prominence. They will be gunning for you. You're gonna lose money trying to defend yourself. Be prepared, man. Prepare for the worst, but still pray for the best. Here we go. Let's run it back. Hold up.
Hip hop culture was on trial as much as Sean Combs was?
Look, if I didn't say anything, you would interpret it as the hip hop is fine with his behaviors. There's no one else being vocal. So you would look at it and just say, because that mind your business, or let me not say nothing about nothing, or those things, it would allow the entire culture to register as if they're for that behavior.
Do you think that
whatever he said, anyways, let's continue.
If Sean Combs watches this, what do you think he's going to feel?
Like, wow, this is amazing. I think he's going to say this is the best documentary I've seen in a long time.
Hey, man, with people like this out here in this world, this is why I ain't got no friends, bro. I ain't got no friends. I got my people I rock with. Look, I got my homies that really know me. They like my family. Past that, the rest of you ninjas, I'm on 10 looking at you ninjas like this, bro. Imagine this is my Glockianas. This is Glocky, and this is, what do we call, what's another word for a gun? This is Glocky, and this is, my Beretta. I don't know, Ninja, but I'm watching you ninjas like this, and I keep them tucked away just in case I gotta pull out that fa and give you that pow pow pow. Because like I said, with people like this out here in these streets, why even worry about having friends and or enemies, bro? Come on, bro. Somebody said this real sucker shit to me. Here we go.
Because you'll see people saying that. I mean, he may feel a different way about pieces and bits of it, but he knows the truth. I think he'll see the truth in it.
If Sean Combs watches this,
Crazy,
what do
bro.
you think he's gonna feel?
Like, wow, this is amazing.
Crazy.
We have to find somebody that'll work with us that has dealt in the dirtiest of dirty business. We're losing.
Puffy, Puff Daddy.
And you know Netflix don't care because Netflix about to make a check off of it, so they don't give a damn. Here we go. And like I said, people, please understand, I'm not defending Diddy and his actions, right? I'm not defending R. Kelly, Bill Cosby, none of these people. I'm just saying, bro, nobody finds this suspicious. Nobody finds this odd, huh? You don't find this odd? Nobody finds this weird. And the reason why I say this is because in the future, I would like to be a person of prominence, right? But because I'm of the darkest complexion, you know, I'm blacker at him in this bitch. You feel me? I got trust issues. I be on 10, bro. I got trust issues with the police. I got trust issues with people that look like me. I got trust issues with people that don't look like me. So I be on 10 looking at everybody like, because I feel like they looking at me like this, bro.
But what the hell, boy?
They be looking at me, bro. So I be looking at them like. Shout out to Netflix, man. They rubbing their hands like Birdman too. Here we go.
Diddy.
Do it.
Combs.
Diddy do it. Here we go.
All of these reincarnations, all those name changes are attached to really bad deeds.
Everything in life, you're gonna have people that are bad and people that are good. You have to choose your side.
And you know that bit about to go number one. Goddamn. Hey, excuse me. Hey, man, like I said, with enemies like these, who needs friends? And 50 put, what feud? I put 2 of his kids in my scripted TV shows. I just didn't like he said fruity shit to me. And he said fruity shit to me. I don't like that, LOL. So let's see what his team had to say. Hold up. 1 second, y'all bear with me. Let me see. This was an exclusive statement. Shout out to Lauren LaRosa from The Breakfast Club. Lauren LaRosa posted this. This is exclusive statement from Diddy's representative on 50 Cent's new documentary on Netflix. Here's what they allege. We have confirmed that Netflix used footage that was never authorized for release, including private moments, pre-indictment material from an unfinished project, and conversations involving legal strategy that were not intended for public viewing. That's a crime. The footage was created for an entirely different purpose under an arrangement that was never completed, and no rights were ever transferred to Netflix. A payment dispute between outside parties does not create permission for Netflix to use unlicensed private material. None of this footage came from Mr. Combs or his team, and its inclusion raises serious questions about how it was obtained and why Netflix chose to use it. And that's my point exactly, bro. How did they even get that footage, bro? That's where I'm always confused. I'm like, bro, did somebody leak it? Like, how? I mean, these people, you know, we have to assume, like I said, this is the black pill people. Smoke, mirrors, truth. Take the proverbial black pill and see for yourself, right? So you always got to beg the question, like, when y'all hear about these leaks and shit, it's like, bro, how? How? Like, how did y'all get that footage, bro? How did y'all get that footage legally? Of course somebody leaked it, like when they leaked the songs and shit. But how did you get that footage and then get that footage approved to go when y'all know y'all can't do it, bro? Let's see what comments say. Comments say 50 Cent's day is coming. Every dog has his day. Right is right and wrong is wrong. I support Diddy's legal team. The craziest part of all this would be people not believing 50 has a legal team, and so does Netflix that made sure they would be covered before putting out the documentary. No. They can assume, right? They could legally interpret and assume that they wouldn't be sued or whatever the case may have you, but they're probably going to get sued. A big lawsuit is definitely coming. As soon as I saw the promo, I said $100 million lawsuit. Yeah, that's what I just said. $100 million lawsuit filed against 50 Cent, his production company that produces on Netflix. Don't end the part when Diddy had 50's BM getting trains ran on her. This is sad. I will not be watching it. So that means 50 if 50 got the raw material. Very corny of him. I hope Diddy sue him. But we knew this was going to happen. 50's obsession with Diddy needs to be studied real bad. Wasn't no statement when TMZ and Tubi put out Diddy documents. This makes me want to watch it more. I said I would sue Netflix and 50 the moment I seen the commercial. Yeah, bro, like I said, that I don't even know if you could do that, bro. I don't know if you could do that, but if he got the okay from somebody, we would have to see. I'm sorry, one thing Netflix is going to do is make sure everything is legal and authorized to use in order to move forward in making a documentary. If Puff and his team feel away, sue Netflix and 50 and we'll see what happens. That's how I feel, sue both of them. I see 50 as a producer or something of the new release. I was shocked and wonder how did it happen. I can see Diddy and his team coming after 50 legally, but they super coming after Netflix. Yeah, bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Somebody, I don't care what happened. If that was me, I'm suing. Y'all know me. I'm suing. I don't care if it's true, not true. I'm suing for slander, bro. Y'all can have proof of me doing it. I'm suing. I'm gonna say, why are you blowing this up? You're trying to ruin my reputation. I have a life and I still have to feed my family. I'm suing, bro, and I'm taking what I can and I'm dipping. Somebody said, Lauren, I'm not being a dick, but baby, you national now. You have to spell check and look over your post before hitting send. I can see one error, but there are several, and I hate that for you. I promise those extra 5 minutes looking things over will not hurt you. Signed, a fan who cares. Man, shut your bitch ass up. Jesus. Y'all always hating, bro. Clearly, she's trying to be the first to put out the story. Like, relax, bro. So, yeah, like I said, Lauren also says, let me see what else. In response to the new Diddy documentary on Netflix, Diddy's team is also alleging that Netflix is only heightening the core issue by giving creative control of this production to Curtis 50 Cent Jackson. Diddy's team continues with their allegations. 50 Cent is a longtime public adversary who has mocked Mr. Combs for decades, posted fabricated accusations, and publicly celebrated his legal challenges. Even Mr. Jackson has admitted he was shocked Sean ever filmed some of these moments, which underscores that the footage is being exploited for entertainment rather than presented with fairness or context. And that's why I tell you guys, everything that you see here is allegedly and for entertainment purposes and social media commentary only. Yeah, we poke at people, but we just trolling, bro. It's not that serious. Like, y'all never gonna see me turn around and really like try and down somebody. I will say my piece sometimes, and I'm not perfect, but we ain't finna down nobody, you feel me? Cause people take shit personal and they won't tell you, but you don't know who people know. They take shit personal. Even now, I can't come out and say, 50 Cent is whatever the case may have you, cause he might know somebody in the future that I'm trying to do business with, and then he gonna see this video, he gonna laugh to himself like, and then he gonna make that call and say, hey, gatekeep, block this ninja. He can't do this with you because, I'm not going to do business with you. So that's how the game goes. As you move on or move up in this world, keep that in mind, people. Beyond the legal concerns, Mr. Combs views Netflix's decision as a personal breach of trust. He has long respected Ted Sarandos, admired the legacy of Clarence Avant, and maintained a positive personal relationship with the company's leadership. For Netflix to hand his story to someone who has publicly attacked him for decades feels to Mr. Combs like an unnecessary and deeply personal affront. Facts. He expected fairness at minimum from people he considered colleagues. Keep in mind, I was also told that Diddy had been working on his own documentary with Netflix prior to this release, but backed out once he couldn't have creative control. Diddy also alleges that Netflix's recent pattern of prioritizing sensational content over accuracy, as seen in their decision to rely on discredited fabricated journals in a separate documentary. The use of unauthorized footage here reflects reckless disregard, not journalism. Diddy's publicist says their legal team is formally notifying Netflix and says they expect the company to address these issues immediately. When asked how this footage, never before seen, affects Diddy's appeal, keep in mind Diddy's team hasn't fully seen the documentary either. Only the footage Good Morning America revealed this morning. In response to this, Diddy's team says it can't affect his appeal legally, but judges are human and maybe they get some emotional spirit out of this and render a decision based on some form of that. And yeah, bro, that's why they say, you feel me, That's why they say don't speak about ongoing cases, bro. Because one thing I'll tell you that they'll never tell you, a lot of times when some of these judges make a decision, they're making an emotional decision, right? Because they have to, they're affecting the law when they make these decisions, because whatever decision they make in like big cases and shit, even little cases, it gets recorded, right? It gets recorded in some kind of, we'll call it a ledger. So it gets recorded when it's a big case. So they know that they're affecting the world by their choices whenever they, hit that gavel, you dig? So they have to really sit there and think like, am I affecting the world in the right way? Is this going to affect the future generations in the right way? So yeah, the sad reality is, when it comes to court, bro, it's not about what you can prove. A lot of times it's about who you know. It's about who you know, because the court of public opinion now sways the actual court. So like I said, I've been in court before. I'm not going to get specific, but like I told y'all, for example, I was in court, and I recently was in court for a speeding ticket. And me personally, and I'm thankful that she helped me, but I'm feeling like she helped me because emotionally she wanted to help me. It was a white lady. The white lady was a judge, and I was like, so I thought to myself, I'm like, yeah, bro. I said, I'm cooked, dog. I said, I'm cooked. So, I was telling her, I was like, yeah, so, I had my CDL. So before I came to court, I did my little thing that I do with ChatGPT, I ain't no lawyer, but I read a couple books. I was supposed to go to law school. So I did my little thing. So I made them produce evidence. I said, hey, bring me the police footage. Show me that I was speeding. Show me proof that you got me speeding. Show me proof that you could see it's me. You feel me? And I filed a couple petitions or whatever the case may have you to the court. And yeah, so, they pulled up the petition. So I'm sitting there with the prosecutioner, with the prosecutor, and we sitting there like, oh, so let me see the info. Do you have the info? Because if they ain't had the info, I'm like, yeah, you got to throw this out, because where the info at, bro? They came with a flash drive and a bunch of paperwork. I was sitting there like,
Boy, what the hell, boy?
I was like, oh shit. So my heart was in my mouth, right? My heart was in my mouth. So I was like, hey, so, he showed me all the information. He said, yeah, so you look like you going fast. I'm like, yeah, but it was another car beside me. He's like, we could kind of tell it was you. And I'm like, yeah, but kind of. But I told him, I said, look, Mr. Prosecutor, sir, between you and me, I don't want to do none of this. I brought this information out because I was trying to exercise my rights. I don't necessarily know my rights like that. I said that to him verbatim. I told him, I said, can you ask the judge to turn around and work something out with me? Because you feel me? I have a CDL. I'm not trying to ruin my license, because if I ruin my license, if I ever want to go back to that kind of work, it's going to affect me in the future. So he said, okay, I'll see what I could do. So before court started, right? Long story short, before court started, I'm looking at everybody and I'm seeing everybody. And as the court's going on, everybody's just paying out money. And I'm like, bro, why is everybody just paying out money? Then I start peeping. I'm like, okay, so, cause this is like it's levels to this shit. So I'm assuming this is like a city court. And I'm not finna say their name, cause they could watch my stream. But yeah, so I'm peeping that they paying out money. Everybody paying hundreds of dollars. I'm assuming in that one session, right? In that one session, cause it's a bunch of people for traffic tickets. They all paying out, bro. I'm assuming they made at least, I'm gonna say at least 20 racks, right? And that's lowballing it. So think about it. And that's lowballing it. Court, Monday through Friday. Everybody made a mistake, but they all paying out. Now you can't pay out for everything, but follow what I'm saying. I'm gonna make it make sense in a second. So they making 20 racks 5 days a week. That's 100 racks times 4. That's 400 racks, right? That's going into the city. That's 400 racks a month. Now times 12, bro, that's $4,800,000 going back into the city for people who are speeding, doing stuff they're not supposed to do, and they just paying out so that way they don't get in trouble. So I'm sitting there like, what the fuck? And I'm just putting two and two together, because I'm like, bro, it's not even about proving whether or not you was wrong if you got the bread. But that's not in all instances. So like I said, fast forward, so boom, I'm sitting with the prosecutor, and I'm like, yeah, I was just trying to exercise my rights. I don't really know my rights like that. And he was like, okay, I respect that you're trying to exercise the rights. Let me see if I can work something out. So, he told me, he spoke to the judge. He stopped her. She doing whatever she doing for the other person. So, he stops her and he says something in her ear, and she looks at me and I looked at her. And like I said, it's not about what you know, it's about who you know. And I get the vibe, sometimes I vibe, like I feel like I'm very hyper aware. So I feel like I can tell when a woman is into me, right? So I got the vibe that she like ninjas. Okay? I got the vibe that she like ninjas. So, you know, she gave me a look because she gave me a look too when I first got there. I gave her a look and I was like, you look like, And I was thinking to myself, I said, okay, we're going to see. So yeah, long story short, she gave me a chance. And that's when I told you I was doing a community service. I had a community service and I had to do a driver course. And after that, I didn't even have to pay anything. She said, thank you for showing up. I didn't have to pay anything. And like I said, I appreciated it. Shout out to her. Like, I appreciate it. But this is where I'm saying where you don't know, right? You don't know because it's people's emotional aspect. Now, it doesn't matter whether or not she liked me. What I'm saying is the emotional aspect. You don't know how people feel subconsciously about you, right? And depending on how people feel subconsciously about you, specifically judges, that's where the court of public opinion plays a role. So if the public don't like you, I'm not gonna say that just because the public doesn't like you, you know, the judge is not going to like you. But if the majority of the world sees a video of you putting hands on a woman and kicking a woman while she's down, are y'all hearing me right now? Am I preaching right now? If the majority of the world sees you kick a woman in her stomach while she's down, I mean, you could kiss everything goodbye. You can kiss everything goodbye, right? So why would you ever think that you get a fair trial? Secondly, yeah, like I said, if this documentary exemplifies that, and we saw footage of it, I'm gonna play back the footage in a little bit. We seen that little footage right there that showed the same video that we all seen on TMZ when it popped off from the hotel, and the judge sees that again. How, you know, like when it comes to an appeal, yeah, I mean, you ain't getting no appeal because that video's on the internet forever and people keep replaying that video. So I mean, hey man, good luck to Diddy. But what I'm saying is the court of public opinion most definitely plays a role in today's day and age when it comes to the court, the actual court of law. Sad situation, because before, when I was coming up, or what I read in the books, is supposedly we live in a world where you're innocent until proven otherwise, right? You're innocent until proven guilty. That's what was told in the books when I was studying my pre-law and shit. Then as I got older, I started peeping game and I realized, bruh, justice is not black and white, bro. Justice is gray, and that's bars, okay? That's bars. Justice is not black and white. Justice is gray. So y'all got to be careful out here in these streets. Even me, bro. Sometimes I be having too much fun. I can't have too much fun with everybody, bro. Y'all got to be careful out here in these streets, bro. People will do you in and people will do you dirty and sit there with a smile on their face, bro. Example A, here we go.
Before seen footage of Sean Diddy Combs in the days leading up to his arrest in New York last September.
You want to put the stuff in my fanny pack, King?
The exclusive video obtained by Netflix shows Combs debating with his lawyers about strategy.
Listen to me. I'm going to get off the phone right now, and I am going to let you professionals look at the situation and come back to me with a solution. No matter what, no matter what nobody said. Let's just, here and there, y'all are not working together the right way. We're losing.
The footage is part of a new highly anticipated docuseries by director Alex Stapleton and rapper and executive producer Curtis 50 Cent Jackson.
With a smile on their face, goddamn. With a smile on their face, bro. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all, bro. Be careful of the enemies you create in this world and this life too. That's why I keep to myself. I do my thing, I say my piece, and I go about my business.
Titled Sean Combs, The Reckoning. Was there anything that surprised you when you were watching?
I think it was surprising that he actually filmed it.
It was very interesting to watch a man who's known for his brand presence. You know, he has a really amazing knack for marketing and all of that, and how he was sort of taking that into account.
Never before.
Like I said, gentlemen, y'all gotta understand, bro. Peep game. Adams, pull up to the front of the club. Please form a circle. Gentlemen, men are soft these days, bro. I say soft like soft. Like SAWFT, bro. A ninja will try and do you in, bro, about his wife, but a ninja will also try and do you in about his ex-wife that don't even love him no more, bro. Shit crazy, bro. Shit is nuts. That shit is nuts. So y'all gotta be careful out here, bro. Even me, I had a peep game. Once I peep game, I be trying to tell y'all, I'm not speaking from a high horse, bro. I'm a student of the game. I just be observing. I'm just observing, and I say what I see out loud. But even me, I'm gonna start putting this shit behind a paywall, like letting y'all know what I see in this world, like the little things I peep.